When is the last time that you hurried in joy? Not, oh man, okay, do I have to? But yes, I can't wait to. This question was posed by my pastor recently, and got me thinking. You see, when you were asleep, there were many things that would draw a smile out of you. You would express warmth and comfort to those around you because you believed that it was important to spread love and that everyone could use a little sugar. And so you gave that out freely. And then you woke up. After awakening, feelings of any kind become tempered, cautious, discerning. When you meet individuals, you still desire to give them comfort, you're respectful, but the excitement and glee that used to drive you is replaced by a tempered, methodical sharing and assessment. Because what you know is that the most important thing between you and any other interaction with an individual is, what does your intuition say? You no longer do things for others' comfort. You do things that the Holy Spirit calls upon you and guides you to do. Now, as you continue to increase your skill set around the dichotomy of evil, and you understand that your energy is a bank, that it has its earthly limits, and that you have to be mindful with who you decide to write checks on your energy for. You value yourself and what you have to offer far more than you did when you were asleep, when you were giving that shit out like it was free candy. Now it's tempered, it's steady, it's mature. You see, that alignment that happens within you post your shadow work, or as you're doing your shadow work, because it's really an ongoing process, but it's once you understand that shadow work needs to be done and you begin to apply it and integrate it into your being, you will then develop an ability through discernment to see things far clearer and greater than you ever have. Okay? You'll meet individuals and you'll get to a point where within seconds you can almost see who they are. You can see their whole life story, right? And initially it could be a little off-putting, it could be a little scary. You'll doubt yourself, right? Because you'd be like, oh my gosh, I just came out of this narcissistic thing, or I'm still dealing with my narcissistic kid and I'm all messed up and I'm probably hypersensitive and my gosh, I don't want to be out there putting labels on people that they don't deserve. Yeah, okay, hog shit. Like eventually you'll lean into it. You'll get cozy with it. And you'll learn that as your intuition speaks to you, all you got to do is stick a pin in it. You don't have to act on it. You don't have to do anything, right? But you will temper your enthusiasm. You will not rush in joy to this new friendship or this new potential love. You will pace yourself and you will allow time to pass because you know. And even if you don't know it consciously, your spirit knows, and soon you will know it consciously by default, that it's only a matter of time before your intuitive assessment is either validated or demolished. Now, what begins to happen is you'll learn that the Holy Spirit doesn't lie to you. And whatever it is that you intuitively feel, again, this is post disengagement from the NPD, deep into your shadow work and into your individuation process, right? These are the gifts we get along the way. But you'll get to a point, right, where you already know when your intuition is speaking to you, it's spiritual. Right? That individual's spirit is interacting with your spirit. Some of you have the gift of actual physical sight where you can see the dark energy around the person. Others of you, through your clairsentience, you will be able to feel the dark energy, right? Clear cognizance is my jam. And so, and everyone will have their own clairs, usually multiple, but those all get heightened through the spirit of intuition. You see, it won't take long for good people to show their goodness. People who are of quality are consistent, right? They're genuinely kind. They're genuinely respectful. They're genuinely empathic, okay? You don't have to chase behind them. They don't have to chase behind you. There's a mutual respect and a care, and it's like, what's that thing I used to play when I was younger? Not table tennis, but I can't think of the term right now of the sport. But let's go with table tennis. It's just like a fluidity, right? Back and forth when you're dealing with an individual who is good. Or oriented toward good, because we're all human, we're broken, we're flawed, we're working on it, right? They're non-toxic. Doesn't take long, okay? You'll see that stuff quickly. Now, the toxic individual, they will come, right, with the laughter, the gregarious nature, the smiles, the feigned empathy, the pretend kindness. And all it's going to take is something simple for that mask to drop. And because your mind and your soul is now attuned to evil behaviors, you will see it right away. But let me just give you a tip. I'm going to share with you my 2 personal tips. The first is the very first moment of any interaction where an individual deflects in a conversation, where they are evasive. They don't answer a question directly. So, there's no ability to get to the bottom of a thing, right? If there's a probe, sometimes people want to shift the subject because they're maybe not comfortable. And, it's okay to say that. We'll talk about that a little bit later. There's nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly fine. That's not a deflection. That's a person expressing their level of comfort with you. That's okay. But when the subject is changed, or when they flip the conversation back on you to avoid speaking to whatever it is you ask them about, any sort of deflection whatsoever gets the door slammed. Because you and I already know what's behind that. We know what's coming up after that. It doesn't get better from there. Okay? The list begins to get checked off over time. The second thing is when you're engaging in a rapport with someone, and this is any category of rapport, colleague, family, neighbor, friend, potentially, love interest, whatever. If you begin to express your thoughts, perspectives, or feelings about something, and it is met with silence or ignoring, dismissiveness, but worse, if the person on the other side or the individual on the other side begins to trauma dump, that give you a whole list of what they're going through and how it compares to what you're going through. The first time that happens, you give air to the conversation, give the person a chance to recover, the individual a chance to recover. If there's no recovery, if there's no coming back to what you were speaking of, etc., door slam. Now, you're going to have your own recipe, right? You're going to have your own list of discerning qualities. But this is what happens as you begin to grow and heal on this path. Your sword gets sharper. You are graceful. You are loving. You are kind. But you are clear. Do your shadow work.